Hello, welcome to my channel. It's good to have you here. My name is Gemma. I'm an advanced occultist. So, this one is going to be part 2. This one's going to be underpinning aspects of Satanism. Right? So we're going in. I'm going to unpick Satanism, understanding its gauge on the world, how and why and where, and stuff like this. But I'm going to go into aspects of mental health in this one. I'm going into an aspect of mental health, which is the clear indicator of this one. But I'm going to undefine it as an aspect of judgment under the Kabbalah. So I'm here to teach. This isn't my way. I'm just trying to show you what has been going down and how they do it. Of course. Ready? So in this one, I want to just underpin I'm Royal Archangel Gabriella, because this is my moon. And I just want to let you know as well that this isn't my this isn't mine. Like I'm not here to like create a space where I'm taking you. I'm just here to be a teacher. Okay, so I'm a teacher. Okay, it's conjunct my North Node. It's in my 5th house. It's about entertainment, children, care, and stuff like this. Okay, this is my North Node, and it's about teaching as well. Okay, so we have to define what's happening in the world, and that's how. This is why I'm doing it. Okay, because I have to define what's happening in the world, so I can give it to you to help you. Okay, so this is under aspects of judgment. And this is the Satanism perspective. And there's a reason why it's a Satanism perspective. I mean, a lot of people can go on them streams, that's fine. And we're just going to stick to this. We're going to stick to this. Mental health and how you can fall into aspects of judgment through mental health. How they can push you in them streams. Okay? And I am, like I said, Royal Archangel Gabriella. So I'm with you on this one. Don't get it twisted. I'd also like to say I'm not here to degrade a state. Right? Not to push you into some spaces. I'm here to help you understand that if you've been pushed through those spaces, how to release. Okay? How to let go. If you haven't done anything wrong, if you are actually the victim. Okay? If you ain't a victim, say like me, you ain't raining now either. Hello, my name is Gemma. I am an advanced occultist. I am a criminologist. And I am a mother of 2. So, like I said, I'm going to break down mental illness. I'm going to break this down. I'm going to help you sort of understand from an aspect of Binar. I mean, yeah, so arise. Yeah, I know what I mean. I'm saying it. So an aspect of Binar, how you can rise to an aspect of understanding through your judgments. And this can be depicting on some aspects of mental illness. Now this can be, I don't want to be horrible or anything to Satanists, but this might be a reason why you fell into an aspect of judgment, okay? Because it might be because there was lack of support or they didn't know how to help you. And bless your little hearts, I love you. It's an aspect of lack of support, which is the broken tree concept, and how we've all fallen into judgment. Now, this can actually lead to a mental illness because there was lack of support in that situation to guide you to arise, okay? And then it made you feel like you couldn't rise, and it made you feel into judgment. Now, these can be overarching factors that stop us from rising. This can be an aspect of systematic abuse. This can be a person, a situation, a memory, an event that took place in your life that stopped you from rising, okay? I'm not here to help people who have offended. I'm here to help victims. And this is the difference, and this is how I will surely set aside an underpinning to stop the offenders from ever repeat offending, or which is actually a probational perspective in criminology, okay? And then I can help others who are victims rise into an aspect of it's not your fault. So you rise from an aspect of judgment. Okay? So it's almost like I'm trying to take you with me. Okay? Because there's a lot of teachings that have been, people have been misguided in certain ways in their teachings. And, I don't love you for that. But, we can rise in aspects of understanding and judgment. And then I can sort of help you as well. Okay? I'm not here to, drag you. Like you dragged me. Someone else might do that. But I'm just here to help people, okay? So you can understand this from a criminological perspective, where, like I said, or you can understand this from an occult perspective, okay? Which is an aspect of rising a victim who shouldn't be in an aspect of judgment, who's being bullied, right? Because we don't like bullies. So another thing you have to understand is, you can't blame me under an aspect of Gabriella and, push all, your burdens onto me because you've made all these wrong decisions in your life. So you can't push it onto me, okay? And if you try and push it onto me, then it just goes show you're going to be in under aspects of judgment as well, because this is where I'll take you. So ultimately, you might not realise right now how it's going to, your consequences will take place. Usually it's after. Usually, because I'm not the type of person who's going to try and stop you from doing it, because I'm a Pisces. I watch you. It's an action-oriented prospect. I'm not into pre-crime or anything like that. I don't agree with that. I think that's a lie. Okay, so if you try and unjustifiably take somebody under pre-crime, then I think that's it's a committable offence, because you're trying to stop somebody from being who they were under a guise of false pretenses. So, I wouldn't do that. It's not in my nature. And it's also not in my nature to take on everybody else's garbage they've created, and under aspects of false sense of security too. So I can understand how people may help us and serve us. But ultimately, I can see past your eyes. I might smile in grace, but I see past your eyes. So in our society today, what they tend to do or like to do is, because we know it's all been messed up, is that they like to make us feel like we are sacrificing something for something else. Because this is an aspect of I do, a Jesus. I sacrifice something for something else, which isn't true. Okay, and there's a reason why. And what you'll find is that they try and make you feel that you might have, under a Satanism rule, that you've sacrificed something for something else, when you probably had it all along. Right, this is the reality. They're like, oh yeah, we'll give you it. No. You saw that I was rising to a prospect, so they take an aspect of something from you, so it makes you think that they rule a concept of a Satanism concept. And it might be an overruling factor, demonic energy, or something like this. Now, this is why I'm bringing it to you like this, because hopefully then you can kind of see how you were the Hierophant or you were a Binar all along. You were either a matriarchal energy, you might have been a matriarchal energy, or a Hierophant all along. Right, okay? So this is kind of how other people can try and sacrifice you under an understanding that maybe they sacrificed you as well under that reign, when it's not true, because they don't have that power. Okay? Nobody truly has that power. Hopefully you're following me with this. Nobody truly has that power. The overruling factor is that in a 3D realm, when you bring something down, you're trying to recreate something, people might stop you. So you might have a project or an idea, they might try and stop you from having that. And it's from somebody else who has already sort of had an aspect of control from a 3D perspective. So it's not your fault always, and this is why I'm 369, I'm coming to you with this understanding. Because it might never always be your fault. They might be under rulership of a job or something, and this is how they might go about it. This is how people can come up with evil intentions just to gain aspects of splendour. This is how you can understand that 9 times out of 10, these people actually don't control their own lives either. And they're usually being controlled by overarching factors to keep their job, to keep their car, to keep their house, to keep their stuff. And what it is that they'll try and maybe either come to you in an aspect of, we've taken this, and they're all playing the game, right? Because this is the reality. This is why they do it, because they're under aspects of these things. Because if they don't do it to you, it's going to happen to them. And usually that's why it happens. It's because they're docile people who never understood the true concept of rising to an aspect of I know energy. They never will. And it's interesting because sometimes people will get there, but then they become demonized themselves to acquiring these lower concepts, which actually isn't even part of this part. I'm just trying to bring it to you as an understanding. A lot of these people ain't even on here. A lot of these people just stay down here. And the reason why I'm using this aspect of understanding is because it's colours. So we have a red, yellow and green concept here, when it should really be a yellow, blue and red, because that's the primary colours with black. See where I'm going with this? This isn't necessarily a true concept. I'm just trying to bring it to you like it's so I can help you. Because from red, yellow and blue makes all the other colours. Hopefully you follow me. So this should ultimately be yellow, red and blue with black in there. Because that can make the rainbow, which is the rise, the understanding that cometh before us. And if you never understand the true concept of rising, you will never understand the whole of the tree. I'm trying to bring it to you like I'm trying to help you. But if you're obviously being ruled by an overarching factor under judgment, you might think you're in an aspect of judgment yourself, because you're reigning on other people's lives. Normally what you'll find is you're actually just like down here somewhere and they've reached there. They're controlling you. And a lot of people will just sit there and be like, oh yeah, she's talking shit, you don't know what she's talking about. Oh yeah, like she just talks a lot of crap all the time. No, I'm not. And there's a reason. Okay? There's a reason. Because you've got to realise is that a lot of these people are just being controlled anyway. Under a guise of judgment. If you don't do this, If you don't do this, you're going to lose your job. If you don't conduct with the policies in society today, you're going to lose your job. If you don't act in accordance to what our plan is to destroy this universe or this plane or these children's lives or whatever, we're going to rain on you. So it's kind of like that. And I'm not telling you because I'm trying to help you destroy people's lives. I'm telling you because it's already happening. And they're being sort of shown that. They're being told that. Under this understanding and under this depiction. So I hope you're following me this, because I'm not here to sort of push this idea. I'm trying to stop this idea that you actually have your own understanding, awareness, knowledge. Is this person a good person? Isn't this person a good person? Should this person deserve these things happening to them? Yes or no? Is there an overarching factor telling you what's going on? Come on, let's be realistic. And this is the reality. This is how you can sort of overthrow aspects of control to sort of bring forth your own understanding, awareness, knowledge, so you can provide that. Because if you're not, and you're just sitting there listening to somebody else or being told to do this to somebody, then you're under aspects of judgment yourself. Hopefully you follow me this. This is like a pre-planned demolition. This is like a pre-planned demolition, okay? So we can understand aspects of criminality through professional bodies. They might be being told to do this, but understand that they're the criminals. It's obvious at this stage. There's a lot of people who are walking around. They're not even adhering to policy, and it's a criminal act. So you've got people running around acting all criminal because they want to win something. Maybe it might be a case. Maybe it might be maybe they're lying about something that's happened, and because they're trying to rise on that tree. But the thing is that you'll never rise any higher. You'll fall back down to here because you're not telling the truth. You're lying. So you might, end up in squalor, but not in a way where, because you've acquired all that money, because you might have done the job, you might have finished the job off, right? You might have acquired an aspect of splendour for that act, like a criminal act maybe, like an offender. They've, I don't know, if they've done something really bad and they've acquired an act of splendour and they didn't get caught, but they don't rise higher. They don't rise higher on that tree because that's not what you're supposed to be doing. Okay? So, there's a difference. Jam and O's. And there's a difference between you sitting there acquiring that. It's quite funny because you can see the destruction, the chaos that you've taken place, and you see what you've done. And you can see how many kids' lives you ruined, or you might be able to see how many people's lives you ruined on aspects of lying. And it makes you a hypocrite. Yeah. Small dude told me that once. Not the old man in a tie concept, but you know what I mean. He told me that once. You can't deny a truth. And the orders that came from whoever it came from, there will be an aspect of punishment that will come upon them in the next lifetimes. But you got to understand that if you're willing to take them splendours, there's going to be an act upon you too. Now let's get into the mental illnesses. I'm going to go into a few traumatizing experiences, as a depiction of how I can define to you. So we can talk about mental illnesses, and I'm going to go into psychoses, and then I'm going to talk about how they try and develop the trauma to stop you, so it keeps you an aspect of judgmentalizing you. Okay, let's go into psychoses. Psychoses. Now, what's this? Psychoses is where they psychologically seize you, stop you, psychologically stopping you. Right, this might actually just be a person, this might be a trigger, this can be a poisoning that takes place, because you can be poisoned, and then this can take place as well. So a person can do this, a poison, a memory, okay, a situational perspective. It can psychoses you, yeah? So it can seize your psyche, your brain, your mind, okay? And a lot of people who believe things are mind predominantly, like the orientation of the world is mind orientated, is because a lot of these people have had an understanding with the mind. There might be Aquarius as well, which I am. I am Aquarius Mercury and Aquarius South Node. So I can understand an Aquarius energy, which is a mind concept as well, because it's air. It's in relation to an understanding mind. I also have Gemini 9th house, and I have Libra 1st house. They're all air energies. So to define these aspects of mental illness, like a psychoses can be something where you might have a mind-altering experience. It might take you somewhere into a future perspective, okay? Or it can also interlink with a psychoses is almost like a beginning, a middle, and all mixed up, all merged into one. And this is how I can explain that. And this is the best way to explain it. It's almost like everything's mixed up. You might have future events where you might have connected the dots, or you might be on YouTube in 10 years' time after having something like this happen to you. You might be underpinning certain things, and because they've merged they've merged together, you might have a misunderstanding of a future prospect. This is like how you can understand mediums, how they might have a psychoses under aspects of understanding mediumship abilities, because everything's mixed together. This is why I'm not a medium. This is why I won't project myself as a medium, because to me, I can understand how everything can be mixed up, and it's almost like a story and trying to tell a story, but I don't know, the storyline was actually meant to be for the other for a different person and not you. Or you might have a memory and it might be, something might be there, but then it loses its traction and it's actually somebody else. Or like how I can best explain this one is, on shorts, you might be like playing a music video behind it, and then this and you're there. So that it's a mixed experience. You go on something like this. Because this is how people as well can feel into other people's energy and bring it all to you. Because you're, like, say, because I'm a manifester, I can like take in a lot of energy, but then obviously what's yours, you can have it back. But the reality is that the psychoses might just be a disillusionment, because that's what they say, don't they? The definition of a psychosis is where some things aren't real. There's no real connection to reality because you've gone off, you flew off type thing. Okay? Winged eyeliner must have flew off, right? This is the connotation to like understanding that there might be a significant factor playing out in higher realms. Okay, this might be a doo-loo-loo, because they say sometimes like when people talk about having psychosis, there's like an overarching factor telling them to say stuff or do stuff and that. I think that's one guy who did something happened to him, and they always come out of it like there's some people who like even go to the strangest lengths to like, you know, commit against other people, like, and they say, oh, someone told me to do it, yeah, someone told me to do it, like stuff like this. You can get that. And this is I think it's schizophrenia though, that. So this is branching on to another one. So we can understand how like people can get messages and they go, oh, God told me to do this, God told me to do that, it was Allah was speaking to me and stuff like this. Mate, it's not Allah. Mate, it's not what you think it is. Like, you think God's speaking to you, and then you got people gaining traction on YouTube and stuff like this. No offense, guys, but you got people gaining traction on YouTube saying, oh, God told me this, God told me that. What makes you think that person is in a hierarchical understanding to speak to a God than you? Because I'm more like Change Gabriella. Let me tell you now, you ain't speaking to no God. God told me to do what? God told me to say, no, mate. It's an overarching factor on a spiritual reign who's trying to target somebody through you. And that's how it is. And that's how you should see it. This is why people invoke demons, because it's a demonic energy under aspects of judgment. Okay, this is how you should see people as well. It's spiritual. Under aspects of judgment. So this is how you can understand a form of mental illness, how it can override our lives, because it's all about the mind. And this is how it works, because this tree can be a mind concept as well. Usually it is. So I just want to get into that a little bit. So I might never be big. This is another thing. Like, and I'm not saying it because like, oh yeah, you think you're the bee's knees and all that. I might never be big, and there's a reason. It's because I don't want you to know this stuff. So you like the rare few that are listening to this. Okay, 5 4, you know what you got to do. You know what your mission is as well. And there's a reason, and it's because they don't want this world to change. They don't want this world to change. They want an overarching judgment factor. They want it upon us because they don't want us to rise. I don't know why though. It's weird because it's almost like a power control dominated society. So this is the best way to explain it. And as a criminologist, I can understand it as a power dominated orientated society. And this is kind of like where it feels. If you are very spiritual, if you are very intelligent, if you are all these things, you might end up being under a psychosis, right? Or a schizophrenic personality. And it's because you have something, you're brave, you're a good person. If you've been hurt when you've been a kid as well, this is because you can bring healing, knowledge, awareness, understanding to the world. Like, this is the reality. And what they do is they try and cage us. I'm not joking. I'm not even joking. They cage us in the aspect of judgment. Why? And if you got to realise, if somebody's done that to me through that it's not true. Because I won't do that. Because I'm here now telling you. And this might be why as well. It's to gain traction. To pull people away from people who are good. And I might wear black lipstick, as I said in my last video, but I'm trying to protect you and understanding what's going on around here. This is why I don't want you to bring it out. That's why you might turn into a bad guy. You know, I'm a bad guy. Right? Because they know that you're under judgment because you're a strong person and they've targeted you. Because you're a target. We're all targets. Okay? Some people listen to this like, oh yeah, she's talking crap. Well, you're not a target. You don't understand this then. Go away. 25 minutes in. It's because I'm trying to bring an understanding to you that, like, not a lot of people can. I got this far, and it's really disgusting how this has come about. So disgusting. Because I've been under aspects of judgment for over 3 years. 3 years. Don't let you go. Why? Because one, I'm a 369. Okay, I'm going to get into this a little bit. One, I'm a 369. And, they want to create this on a plane. So what you'll find is I'm a 369. They want to create aspects of destruction. So they'll try and do it through me. So I'm coming out about it. I'm telling you how to heal. I'm telling you how to do it. And this is reality. And, you're all sitting there thinking it's funny because you're getting all smart, explain, think I'm going to help you. No, I'm not. I'm not going to help none of you. You might listen to this and get nothing from it. And there's a reason. There's a good reason as well. Because they ain't helping you. And then there's some people who do. There's some people who will gain and grasp that. But if you've done bad stuff to people, and because you're trying to manifest it for a whole world, and it's sad because it's not going to happen. Because Gemma said so. Because she's bringing out healing, understanding aspects, awareness, knowledge. So you can get lost, a lot of you. Right? Because you're trying to push me into judgment constantly. And it's because they want a whole world to be like that. So you got to understand, oh yeah, you'll have nothing. Well, you're pushing that for a whole world. That's what you're doing. You're not just doing it to me because I'm a manifester. You're trying to bring it out and project it to a whole world. And this is what makes people stupid, because when they fall back through, they're not going to be in the same incarnational lines. They're not going to be on the same ancestral lines. And they're not. Because you made decisions and you're individual. You fall back through on the streams that are worthy to you. And that's my honest opinion. You fall back through on the streams that you create for yourself, and you'll fall back through them ones. Now, this is how you understand, like, people who are big in the game, like higher ups, who are doing this to people through other people as well. And this is why they do it, because they think that person's going to gain splendor, or that person's going to gain knowledge, wisdom, awareness. They're going to stay high on that stream, and they target them as well. And they do it through other people. But the reality will stand is that they don't even stay up there either, because they're not worthy enough. They'll fall too. And there's a reason. And it's because they try and hijack people's streams. They do it for other people. Your next lifetimes, it might take you a long lifetime, lifetimes after lifetime after lifetime, to try and come out of them streams, because the amount of chaos that's been done through you in this lifetime. So, this goes for professionals, high ups, because you could be high in the game, big in the game, right? Big in the game, right? They're the ones making all judgments. They're going to have the worst one. They're going to have the worst lifetimes after this. I already knew this. I fell into this in 2020. I was like sitting there thinking, they're going to not be very nice to me. Okay? Gemma knows. They're not going to be very nice to me. They're going to push aspects of judgment. There's going to be create programs. There's going to be all sorts of stuff going on. And they're going to try and push it onto me. And it's sad because 9 times out of 10, these people don't survive, or they've done something so long and it's gone unnoticed that it'll be in the next lifetimes they'll have to learn. And sometimes they're not very nice experiences if you've done stuff like that. You don't get no mother. You don't get no mother. It's weird. It's sad as well, because I don't wish this on anyone, but if they've done something, they're going to have to suffer the consequences. And that's reality. Because reality strikes back. No one helps me. Great order of divinity strikes back. So, let's get into understand aspects of judgment under, I think, did I say another one? Was it schizophrenia, psychosis? So this is why I don't understand how people have like, they might have surpassed an aspect of their psychosis and then carried on with their lives. This might be how they've been able to do what they're doing. Because some people are on point with their psychic predictions. But it might be this is what I don't really get as well. It might be a lure. Like they might be luring you in. They might have an overarching factor, luring these people into a false sense of security. Okay? So this can also be another thing. Is that it might just be a false sense of security, luring you in to, like, I don't know, take something of yours in the future. Just be careful. My opinion would be, don't go in, don't necessarily go to a medium, and if you have, then you might as well just follow them, because it's connected. It makes a connection, but it's almost like, I won't follow it if, it's not for you. This is why as well. You even get some psychics that get took out because you've gone to them. This is powerful stuff. And you're 369 trying to control the whole world. You gotta realise, when you try and control 369, you try and project that onto a whole world, you have to understand the consequences that come with this. And it's true. You can try and stop people from helping me, but ultimately it won't work. And you can try and work through with people as well, but ultimately it'll always fall back on to a truth. And, you can, like I think it was the Arthurian legend, you can incarcerate in a big castle the 369 Holy Grail all day long. But the reality is, this is probably why we're allowed to go on phones now and project onto the world a healing process through videos. It's a created space. It's on purpose. Right? Because we need to get the knowledge out to help the rest, to help the others. So I did schizophrenia, I did psychosis. What else did I do? What else do I need to do? Another thing I want to say is that we're all under aspects of judgment. It's not just Satanists. They're just more aware of these streams. Okay? So I'm not picking on Satanism. I'm actually not. I'm trying to bring it together. So you might fall into aspects of like PTSD. You might, this is another one, PTSD. I struggle with this. I actually struggle with this now. And so if we understand the PTSD concept, how can we sort of like help this understanding of, because you're under aspects of victimization now, isn't an aspect of judgment. Obviously, a lot of things can trigger PTSD. It can be person, a situation, event, a memory, right? So you might be under judgment because you've remembered something that bad happened to you. But remember, it's an aspect of strength. You always have to remember, like, I know I'm banging on about it, like an aspect of like, judgment and stuff like this, but it is an aspect of judgment. But what we've got to realise is it's an aspect of strength. It says it on there. It's strength. 5. Strength. Have strength within you. Okay? Have strength within you, because this is another reason why it might be happening. And it's a memory that comes back, and with strength, because ultimately this is how we rise. With strength, we rise. So we understand PTSD. I have this, right? And sometimes it's severe. It's severe. I don't even know how to explain this to you. Like, I'll be alright, and then I'll just end up having PTSD moments the rest of the day. I'll bang a video out, and then I'll be under like a PTSD, and it's a memory, and there's a reason. I would say it's because you're going back to these spaces, and it's almost like, how can I use this to my advantage? How can I give this to people so that like they can sort of rise in an aspect of strength? And ultimately, that's what that side of the tree is all about. It is about rising to that strength. It's about taking yourself out of those energies and rising to an aspect of understanding. And this is why my North Node sits in its 5th house. I think this is why it's happening, essentially. I think, but it is related to healing children, teaching children. This is my North Node. This is my truth. this is where I'm supposed to sit, essentially. Not in judgment, but 5 is rise. But 5 isn't an aspect of judgment, but it's in strength. And in strength we rise. Okay? So I've done this already. I've done this a long, long time ago. And I still remember. And it's like, this is how we have to do it. Because in strength we rise. So number 5, this is like, 5th house as well. Which is interesting. North Node 5th house. So we can interlink this in aspects of Kabbalah. But we can also interlink the aspects of children. We rise in our strength. But with play. With joy. With happiness. Okay? With a hedonistic perspective. There can be a lot of darkness within you, but through that we challenge our, because somebody might be horrible to you, some might be mean to you, you might be remembering that, and it can be done through aspects of purpose, on purpose as well within society. So people can do this on purpose to us, and it's really sad that people can do this to us on purpose, because that's not how this is meant to be. Understand a truth of sitting in judgment and being able to rise into an aspect of a binar energy gives you a strength and a truth. And this ultimately will help you so that you can help other people. And it's a 3. Okay? So a 5 and a 3. So within an aspect of destiny, in understanding a destiny concept, because a judgment is a 5, right? But it's also strength. So through aspects of judgment, we rise in strength and we take out Banar. Not taking Banar out, we're just grasping it for ourselves. Okay, we're not fighting. That's not what it's meant to be. Because this is reality. This is what they want us to do. They want us to fight each other. They want us to triangulate. They don't want us to rise together. Okay? They don't want us to do it together. Because divided, we are more easily controlled, and it's wrong. Okay? And why do they want to control us? Because they want to sit there. They want to be the judgment. They want to be this aspect of Satan. They want to take that reign. When I have Saturn in the 4th and 5th house, so come and get me, right? Because there's a truth that comes with this. We don't have to, because I have it in the 4th and 5th house, Saturn, right? So we can understand that you can't smash my tree out. You can't do it to me, because this is the reality, and this is what I've come to help others with, an aspect of rising. Because I'm a 369 as well. It's my truth. It's my understanding. It's why I'm bringing it to you. So, I might go through bouts of having PTSD. I think some people do have it. And it can be, as we're all connected as well, it can be a spiritual significance. We can feel into those energies, and we can have grace for these people. We can have support for these people. Because I can see how it's coming out. And some people as well show us what we need to learn, or what we need to know. Which is really cool, because some people can do that for us as well. Like, what are you coming here to teach me? Hello. What the hell is going on here? Right, and the reality is because they, I don't know, they might be showing me something they're doing as well, spiritually. But you got to realise is that a PTSD is probably one of the worst things that we can experience, because we have to go back. And it's like, don't go back, don't go back, don't go back. But at the same time, if people are reading reports about you or something like that, you might end up going back. They're not letting you free. They're not letting you free. Okay? They're sitting there pushing you into judgment constantly. They're not letting you free. And it's an aspect of what? Judgment. And it can be a false sense of judgment as well. Why? Because you're bringing out knowledge. You're trying to help people. You're trying to rise people to an aspect of understanding that will take people higher, and they don't want that in a societal concept. They smashed the tree. So you all sat here, bossed up. And this is as high as you're going to get. And the reality is that, people might sit there and be like, oh yeah, I'm in understanding, I'm in higher different energies, when really they're just pushed down here. They want you to jump. Don't jump. Just understand that where your place is, that's your position. My name is Gemma Haley. I'm a criminologist. I'm an advanced occultist. And I'm here to share knowledge, awareness, and understanding to help you rise an aspect of understanding. Remember your Hierophant energies. Gemma knows. Take care.